The COPS Communities and Consent project is funded by the Open Society Foundations and is a partnership between St Philip's Centre and Leicestershire Police. It's an international project for 3 years, working closely with partners in Antwerp in Belgium and in Rotterdam, which is in the Netherlands. The project aims to bring closer relations between our diverse communities and the police. Other aspects of the project include community cases, which is a seminar which explains a particular case study, a particular challenge, a very complicated challenge, but getting the police and our diverse communities working together on how they would go about tackling that particular problem.
We are at a seminar and we are learning about different cultures, different backgrounds, different races in relation to having some understanding about the police role as well within that.
I think police got a hard job to do. They got a very hard job and they got to balance their act. But I think it was interesting, it's very knowledgeable, and it was nice for police to have what community think, what we think, how police approach things. Do they get things right or do they get things wrong? I mean, sometimes we make a mistake, police make a mistake, and we should appreciate the hard job they got.
Really, as a event from which hopefully both the police and the community can begin to understand each other's perspectives and points of view in terms of how we manage incidents which may have a faith-related context to them.
I thought it was a very interesting, successful, very useful session to learn a bit more about how the police comes to decision making. But also to really reflect with them on some of the scenarios, to share our opinion and perceptions on some of the issues raised and the concerns that we have, or approaches that we would take, but also to hear back from them about some of the challenges that they face so that we can almost see it from their perspective, and then being in their shoes, sort of visualising ourselves being in their shoes, how would we respond, and then seeing how the engagement between communities and policing can really be worked at and developed to ensure that there is a dealing of the issues at hand, but also to make sure there's confidence within the communities.
I learned today that the police do often get a lot of flack, and I think that the community can give the police such a hard time, but at the same time I think that bridging that gap, community and police partnership, is really, really important, and maintaining a good triangulation of partnership is really important. For example, having the police, the community and a middle person who has a good stance in the community or good relationships and with the police is really vital moving forward.
It was interesting, we had a scenario about theft, and I was just thinking as a police officer I would do X, Y and Z. However, hadn't thought about the community impact at all, and if I hadn't have done those things, straight away I thought in my head, well, this is what I'd do. But actually, when you move forward the scenario and say, well, this is the impact it's had on the community, I thought, well, actually, if I hadn't have done that, then, or was it proportionate, was it necessary, could have dealt with it differently, knowing further down the line the impact it would have had on that community. So having their knowledge with that, because they gave their own personal experiences, well, this is what's happened to me, or in my community, this is what's happened, and the police did X, Y and Z. I think, well, actually, yeah, you're right, we could learn from that.
Listening to some of those scenarios, it's been helpful to give a perspective from the community to the police, as in, this is how we see these issues, this is how we would suggest the police respond, but also these are considerations that they should keep in mind when dealing with these issues, to look at sensitivities within the community's concerns, but also the perceptions that will be had by the community of certain actions, recognising that there's a balance to be kept and a tension to be managed between ensuring that the police are doing their job, but also in the back of their mind they are aware of some of the tensions and realities and concerns that may be raised in some of their actions.
I think the more people are involved and more people take opportunities like today, being surrounded by people from diverse communities, diverse cultures and ethnicities, I think the better we will become as human beings.